KC New England 10 coming up next, except on the West Coast. It's your local news. It's Rob Highland and Drew Esikoff. Good to have the Sunday Night Football family back together as we get set for season 19 of Sunday Night Football. It's Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, Terry McCauley, Mike Tirico. Good night from Landover, Maryland. See you in 11 nights to kick off the 2024 NFL season.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Don't forget tomorrow night in Sao Paulo for the Eagles and the Packers. The Chiefs beat the Ravens 27-20 here for the kickoff game in 2024. And coming up next, except on the West Coast, it is your local news. Thanks to our producer, Rob Highland, and our Hall of Fame director, Drew Esikoff, who celebrated a birthday yesterday when this game started, since it's now Friday on the East Coast. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, Terry McCauley, our great NBC Sunday night team. Saying we'll see you Sunday night in Detroit. Good night from Kansas City.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Today, in terms of best environments in the NFL, Detroit is certainly at the top of that list right now. Brazil was pretty impressive themselves. 34-29 final score here in the first ever game in Brazil. We appreciate you for joining us tonight as Philadelphia starts the season 1-0. A huge shout out to our entire crew, Keith Keiss and Jenny Powelson, for putting everything together. This was a massive undertaking, and everybody did an awesome job to make sure that this went as smoothly as possible down south. For Todd Blackledge, Kaylee Hartung, our entire NBC crew, No Eagle saying so long from Brazil.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
This overtime rule in the regular season.
Me too.
The Rams don't get the ball, you know, it's just such a bummer. They played such a good game. In any case, 26-20, the Lions get the overtime win. As you look at downtown Detroit, we say goodnight from here. We'll see you from Houston next week. Your local news is coming up next, except on the West Coast. Thanks to Rob Highland, Drew Esikoff, our great team. Thursday night, KC, Sunday night here. With Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico. So long from Motown, where the Lions win in overtime, 26-20.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Hoda, Craig, Al, and company, and that story on feeding an NFL team. Let's go get something to eat, or maybe something to drink. 19-13, our final score here in Houston tonight. Thanks to our producer, Rob Highland, our director, the Hall of Famer, Drew Esikoff, on the West Coast. Except if you're there, you get your local news. With Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, and Terry McCauley, and our entire NBC team. Mike Tirico, good night from Houston, where the Texans beat the Bears 19-13.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Score tonight from Atlanta is Kansas City 22 and Atlanta 17. Coming up next, except for those of you on the West Coast, it is your local news. Rob Highland, Drew Esikoff, our Sunday night team in the truck taking care of us here tonight with Terry McCauley, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark, Mike Tirico. Good night from Atlanta, where the champs remain undefeated. KC 22, Atlanta 17.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Only on NBC, you'll see it tomorrow. Our final score tonight, The Ravens 35, the Bills 10. Rob Hyland's our producer, the Hall of Famer Drew Esikoff, our director, our terrific Sunday night team downstairs and up here, keeping us sane in the booth. Close to sane. With Grandpa Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, Terry McCall, Mike Tirico. Good night from Baltimore, where the Ravens beat the Bills by 25.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Scoop coming up on the Today Show later this morning. Our final score for the confluence of the Three Rivers, Dallas 20, Pittsburgh 17. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your local news. And those of you waiting to bring the folks your local news, thanks for hanging with us. We feel your pain. Our team was great. Wait through the rain. Rob Hyland, Drew Esikoff leading our Sunday night crew with Terry McCauley, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, Mike Tirico. Good night from Pittsburgh. Dallas wins 20-17.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
On today, right here on NBC. Well, maybe all loose folks are heading back on the ferry to Staten Island as we are going to get out of here for the night. With a thanks to our producer Rob Hyland, our director, Hall of Famer Drew Esikoff, our entire team with Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico. Good night from MetLife. Giants lose to the Bengals 17-7, except on the West Coast. Your local news is next. We'll see you next Sunday night from Pittsburgh.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
The Jets 15. Unless you're on the West Coast, your local news is next. Our thanks to Rob Hyland, our producer, our Hall of Fame director, Drew Esikoff, and the rest of the great Sunday Night Football. Chris Collinsworth, Speedy Melissa Stark, and Terry McCauley, Mike Tirico saying good night from the Berg, where the Stillers took care of business 37-15.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
On today, final score here in Santa Clara tonight. The 49ers 30, Cowboys 24. Thanks to Rob Hyland, Hall of Famer Drew Esikoff, leading our Sunday Night Football team in the truck. Not grumpy co-workers at all, by the way. Not at all. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, our rules analyst Terry McCauley. Good night from the Bay Area, where the Niners beat the Cowboys by 6.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
The Minnesota Vikings get the win 21-13 over Indianapolis as the Vikings head off to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You head off to local news except on the West Coast. Thanks to our great producer Rob Hyland, our director, the Hall of Famer Drew Esikoff, and our awesome Sunday Night Football team. With Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, and Chris Collinsworth, our game show host, Mike Tirico. Good night from Minnesota, where the Vikings win by 8.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
NBC. Terrific night here in Houston. Lions from 23-7 down scored the last 19. Beat the Texans 26-23. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, here on your NBC station, it is your local news. Thank you to Hall of Famer Drew Esikoff, our director, our great producer Rob Hyland, our entire Sunday Night Football team with Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, and Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico. Good night from Houston, where the Lions win by 3. See you from Southern California next week.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
And coming up next, except out here on the West Coast, it's your local news. And don't forget an all-new Jimmy Fallon tonight as well, coming up right after your local news. Our thanks, Rob Hyland, Drew Esikoff, that whole great Sunday night team down in the trucks and out here on the cameras and the audio equipment with Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, and Terry McCauley back in the studio. Mike Tirico. Good night from L.A., where the Chargers score late to win 34-27.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Appreciate it. Have fun.
Yeah, we will see you in Orchard Park. I know you'll be hanging on our every word.
Yes, I will.
Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it is your local news. And thanks to Rob Hyland, the Hall of Famer, Drew Esikoff, our terrific Sunday night football team down in the truck. Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, Terry McCauley. Mike Tirico saying good night from SoFi, where the Eagles on a dominant night with Saquon beat the Rams by 17.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
With you, pal.
Happy Thanksgiving, Michael.
We
You're the
enjoyed
best.
it. Great to be with you. Chris Collinsworth rejoins us on Sunday in Orchard Park. The fans in Wisconsin go home happy. Green Bay 30, Miami 17. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your local news, followed by an all-new Tonight Show. Great guest lineup for Jimmy tonight. Jerry Seinfeld, Cody Rhodes, special appearance by Cher. Jim Garrett, Melissa. It's all right.
Surgery coming, and you'll be bouncing around in no time.
Actually, wish my doctor luck. That would be more important, right? Final score tonight, Buffalo 35 and Kansas City 10. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it is your local news. Our great team, led by Rob Hyland, our producer, and the Hall of Famer, Drew Esikoff, our director. With Terry McCauley back in the studio, Melissa Stark down there in the snow, and Chris Collinsworth, who won his fantasy game over his son Jack, Mike Tirico. Good night from Orchard Park, where the Bills win the East. Safe home, everybody.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
17 to win the AFC West. Rob Hyland, our great producer, Drew Esikoff, our Hall of Fame director, our entire Sunday night team. Coming up next for all of you, except on the West Coast, it is your local news with Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, and Chris Collinsworth. Mike Tirico. Good night from the, once again, home of the AFC West champs, Kansas City, Missouri. Chiefs 19, Chargers 17. See you next week.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Fame, and two of our friends are going in. Congratulations to them.
Mark Lazarus, Tommy Roy, can't wait to get there.
Two people special in our NBC lives. Congratulations to both of them. We sail off from Seattle, 30-13. The Packers beat the Seahawks. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, great folks who bring you your local news. Thanks to Rob Hyland, our producer, Hall of Famer Drew Esikoff, our director tonight. With Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, our rules analyst Terry McCauley, and all the great folks in our NBC Sunday Night Football team. Mike Tirico, good night from Seattle, where the Packers win by 17.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
The holidays just got merrier and brighter.
On Peacock. Coming up next on NBC, it's the PNC Championship. And later tonight, don't miss an all-new SNL live coast to coast. Tomorrow night, the Cowboys host the Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. For Todd Blackledge, Catherine Tappan, Terry McCauley, our entire NBC Sports crew, I'm Noah Eagle saying so long from Kansas City, with the Chiefs improving to 14-1.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
'26, Tampa 24. Merry Christmas, partner.
Merry Christmas.
And to all of you at home, from all of us, including our producer, Rob Highland, our director, the Hall of Famer, Drew Esikoff, our entire Sunday night team, Terry McCauley back in the studio, Melissa Stark, and with Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico. Good night from Arlington. Cowboys win by 2. We wish you a very merry, very happy Christmas. See you next Sunday night from Landover.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
On this Sunday night. Thanks to our terrific producer, Rob Highland, our Hall of Fame director, Drew Esikoff, and the awesome folks who make up our Sunday night football team, who, by the way, crushed our Secret Santa today. Secret Santa this morning.
Yes, they did.
Our team was amazing. For Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico, hey, have a great, safe, happy New Year. See you in 2025 for the last game of the year from Detroit.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
For the last time. Final score, Detroit 31, Minnesota 9. Lions are the #1 seed. Road to the Super Bowl comes right through Detroit in the NFC. Rob Highland, our producer, Hall of Fame director, Drew Esikoff, and our terrific Sunday night team. Been such a fun regular season. We look forward to a couple of playoff weeks with you, starting in Tampa next Sunday night. With Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, Chris Collinsworth, our entire team, Mike Tirico, good night from Detroit, where the Lions win 31-9.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Years 20. Thanks to our great Sunday night football team, our awesome producer Rob Highland, the Hall of Famer, our director Drew Esikoff, and the rest of our great crew. Terry McCauley, Melissa Stark, and Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico. Good night from Tampa, where Washington moves on, beating the Bucs 23-20 in the wild card game. See you next week in Philadelphia.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Football and Super Bowl 60 next year, as we thank you all and our team for a great year. The 105th NFL season set to begin. The big headline question, and the Chiefs three-peat.
This is our Super Bowl. This is SNL's Super Bowl.
Lamar trying to make magic happen, throw an end zone, likely.
Let's make sure.
The runner's toe hit out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass.
Oh, my goodness.
A perfect Sunday night for football.
It's time to go to work.
We're going to have to be aggressive.
Dominate on three.
And 3-2 dissolve.
We start the season inside raucous Ford Field, home of the NFC North champion.
They're fired up and ready to go here tonight.
First and goal from the one. It is Montgomery. It is a Detroit Lion. Overtime win. Here goes Henry. Derrick Henry on the run. Hamlin and Lewis chasing.
King Henry putting down a marker early in this one.
He will score.
From Paris to Pittsburgh. Hey, what is it about the Steelers that made you a fan for life?
As a baby, man, watching them in the 70s, seeing them do what they do.
The Cowboys and the Steelers, a timeless classic on Sunday night.
As this little light show that's not the fireworks above the confluence of the Three Rivers. Prescott throws, crossing, it's caught for the touchdown! It's Tolbert! Joe taking off. Oh, he's got a ton of room. Might take it all the way.
Who would have ever imagined it's the legs of Joe Burrow that explode on the scene here.
Whoa!
Simsy, you had a rough start as a kid, buddy.
What do you mean?
Hey, I'm the guy on the right. All right?
You don't think
Simsy looks good.
you don't like what I look like? What's wrong with like a cute kid that holds a football?
For 52 for the win. It is just good. Jake Bates, hometown hero.
It's a good thing they didn't put an extra coat of paint on these uprights.
He's absolutely crazy, but it's a good crazy.
Give each other a high.
Barkley let loose. What a night. What a season. What a player.
And he had a career high in rushing yards tonight, 255. What was working for you? 255. What do you think, Jalen?
You're a bad man.
The original Madden Cruiser is pulled into a familiar place, making one more trip. John would have loved being here on this night. Happy Thanksgiving to the Packers. Follow the guy who's been carrying the ball all year, carrying the turducken.
We're keeping it comfortable, calm, warm. We know who's not any of those things right now. Jack Collinsworth, Tony Dungy, Ryan, how do y'all feel?
Look at these guys.
This is behind Cooper, who brought it in, pitched it back to Allen, who's going to go to the goal line and get in! No! Spectacular touchdown! This is for the division, for the Chiefs. And right off the upright and in! It's the doink for the division!
This is crazy.
They have first place now. They are favored to win their 4th straight NFC South, but trip up just once, the Bucs could be in trouble.
You owe me.
Oh my God.
Good to see it.
Phil, you give us a game plan right now, Coach. What do we have to do? How do we stop it?
Hey, we got to go out here and we got to stop this run.
As I was saying.
It is Jaden Daniels, end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Zach Ertz takes Washington into the playoffs.
Can anyone on this field cover you? And are you the best wide receiver in the league?
I don't think so, honestly. I don't think no one in this league can cover me.
And the inside run for Gibbs, still going to the goal line. Number 4 on the night. From 37 to send Washington to the final 8. The Washington Commanders off the upright, and it is in! They doink their way to the divisional round!
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.